Okay, Hammerfall. You have released albums since 1997. Tell me, which one has been your most successful? If you looking back on your catalog, and I'm thinking both of sales, commercial success, but also your own view on the releases.
For me personally, of course, it's the first one, since I was on that album. But I think that was the best-selling upcoming debut album on Nuclear Blast as well. So that was a big success for us.
It was around a time when heavy metal were kind of dead, so you kind of came and, let's say, reinvented it in a way.
Well, you were probably there in the middle of the 90s as well, so you know the musical climate. I wouldn't say dead, but it was very. It's one thing if people consider it dead, but it was also, everybody was looking down on everything.
Yeah.
You know, with melodic metal, they thought it was crap and gay music and all that stuff, and it's those things didn't really bother us so much. We've been through hell and back basically for this, because we like what we do. You know, we believe in what we're doing, and I believe that is the #1 reason why Glory to the Brave was released in the first place. I'm very happy with every album that we've done. Let's just make that clear first, because I think we work hard enough on every song and every album to make them good. Maybe they could have been better, but you know, it's time. You know, with time you can always make changes. You know? But at the time that when we recorded everything, I think that what we did then was the best we could have done at that time. But sales-wise, nowadays is completely different from 10 years ago, obviously. I think Renegade was our best-selling album. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But that was also the most important one back then, because it got us a lot of media attention, especially from Sweden, from television and so forth. And the one thing I noticed back then was all the journalists that made interviews with us, that you know, they just got an assignment probably to make a piece on Hammerfall, this new metal band that was coming. You could read between the lines. They were like saying, "Well, this is good. You had success for a couple of years now, but you can't really be serious with what you're doing. You know, it's a joke, right?" And that took 3 or 4 years at least to wash away that attitude. I think what they thought then was that the metal music was just a passing fade.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't really know that metal has been around for 30 years already. So what they thought was, this is the next new thing, and then we move on to the next one. And then they realized that heavy metal, or metal music I should say, was growing a lot. You know, with bands like In Flames, for example, that it was not going away soon, and that helped a lot in terms of their approach to music, to heavier music in general, which I think is one of the most important things that we have been a part of doing.
Yeah.
First of all, like you said, there was not a lot of melodic metal in '97, so we helped bring that back, and then also opening up a lot of doors for metal music in general in the mainstream media, and I think that's what I'm most proud of. One of the things.
If Renegade hadn't been the success it became, do you think that Hammerfall would have ended?
Absolutely not. I mean, sales-wise, Renegade sold better than Legacy of Kings, but it was not a dramatic change.
No.
Because we sold really well before. And if you look at the history of Hammerfall from that point on, because before that we weren't so much involved in stuff that had anything to do with other artists, but then, you know, we did some things for the OK magazine, which was, for us, like doing things with the Bible for a Christian, you know, being actually in the Bible, you know, because heavy metal music in the 80s when we grew up that was OK.
Yeah,
you know, OK was the metal magazine back then. people don't understand that now, you know.
I remember I bought it sometimes for the posters of those Samantha Fox.
Don't
tell anyone.
Of course. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure Fredrik also had the room full of OK posters.
Oh,
you know, everybody had that back then. So, but then, I'm getting sidetracked here now. But what I meant to say was that we did things with some bands that were the new hot item at the time, and this all through over the years we have done this with several, you know, other people. I'm not talking about doing albums together or anything. Just we were one time we were doing some sort of Christmas decorations and stuff, you know, stuff like that. Been a part of the same show or whatever. I can probably, if my memory was better, I could give you examples, countless examples of bands or artists that were the new hot thing that faded away after a couple of weeks or months, and we're still here doing the same thing. We haven't. Our popularity and our determination has never gone down over the years, and that is the one thing I'm the most proud of. That we have never had a dip in anything. We've always pushed forward, believing what we believe in.
Have you been equally popular, let's say, in Europe, Japan, America, or has it been Europe that has been the main?
It's mostly Europe. Well, not mostly, but it's mainly Europe, I should say.
South America, maybe.
Yeah, South America has to be part of that too, for sure. We toured there for 6 times now, I think, and it's always been growing there. Especially Chile and Brazil. Those are the best countries.
The fans are as insane as we have it, as our imagination.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's worse. Do you need those bodyguards when you are?
We've had that a couple of times.
You have. I've heard stories. You know.
We played in Colombia once. But we had a signing session there, and this is the first time, at least that I've noticed it, that I know of, that the signing session had an armed guard with a shotgun. And he was standing right next to the table, like with, you know, glasses, a stern look on his face, and everybody was behaving really well, you know, walking past. No, excuse me. And then when they were, when everybody was gone, the signing session was over. The guard was put down. I don't know what he did with the shotgun. Maybe put it on the table or something. But then he came over. Can I have a picture?
Nice.
So yeah, so I wouldn't say that armed guards is regularity, but it happens.
It's method.
Yeah, exactly.